Everybody, it is 6 p.m. West Coast time, 9 p.m. on that East Coast, 3 p.m. in Hawaii, and 8 p.m. for our Central Time folk. I have no idea why I said it that way, because that is not the normal way, but hey, whatever. Are we ever really normal here? I am Med Statter. This is Statterbox at the theater. Really? Is that what this is? Because I used to call it Statterbox at the cinema, and I wasn't part of this whole meeting that called it Statterbox at the theater. All right, so here we are today. It's going to be one of those kind of days, isn't it? So, just so you guys know, because it's kind of weird, and I did it on purpose, we are broadcasting 2 channels, YouTube and Twitch. I know Saturdays we're normally just on the Twitch side, and that's fine. If you guys are just on the Twitch side, it's all good. But we are streaming on both channels today because honestly, I don't think the movie that we're going to be showing tonight is going to come across any copyright radar. The movie came out in 1989. It's a British... It's not British. It's Canadian. Okay, alright, whatever. I'm going to stop, talking off the top of my head, and instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to read some chat, because those words might be a little easier. Hey, Rick, good to see ya. Thank you for pimping out Lono. Hey, Elaine, fantastic to see you here. Cindy Krause, how's it, baby doll? Pussycat, so happy you are here. Alright, Gina, coming in, saying hello. Stream Elements is letting everybody know that we're streaming live. And let's see here. Darlene coming in on movie night. Rick coming in as well. Okay, so now that I've read words that are on the screen, I have other words to read on the screen, which is, hey, Mitchie Mama, good to see you. In case you didn't hear, we're doing Twitch and YouTube tonight. So for those of you who are having a twitchy Twitch, maybe you can switch over to YouTube and it won't be so bad, or vice versa. What I do know is this movie is called Where the Spirit Lives. This movie was made in 1989. This movie is a Canadian movie. This movie continues on with our theme from last week. It is Native American themed. The topics are kind of heavy, but I just want you to know, next week we're going to be doing something fun. I don't know what fun is, but it won't be heavy topic. It'll be a giggle movie of some sort. We'll find the giggle movie, but it'll be a giggle movie. I can almost promise that. It will be an attempted giggle movie. How about that? All right, so to let you guys know what you're in for, this movie is a historical fiction account of a Native American girl, a First Nations girl up in Canada who was forcibly removed from her village, taken to a residential school, and the things that happen because of it. Now, this movie is actually kind of dark and definitely shines a light on a brutal chapter in both the United States history and Canada's history. That being said, I would like you to keep in mind that even though this is a brutal movie, it actually, I'm sure, in comparison to real life, is very whitewashed. It's probably a gentle movie in reality. So keep that in mind. Now, it's not a case of a lot of tissues and tears, although who knows, every movie makes me go to tissues and tears these days. So I'm not promising that you don't need a Kleenex box, but I'm not warning you that you do. And anyway, speaking of Kleenex boxes, you guys, I haven't even watched the replay of Chatter with Statter from Wednesday. And everybody who was there on Wednesday and saw me breaking down, I really apologize for bringing that energy to the stream. Normally, I like to, chatter. It's, it by definition is things that doesn't matter. It's lighthearted. It's fun. But I was in such a place that was sort of impossible to deliver on that day. And instead of choosing not to do the show, which I almost chose not to do the show, I instead did something that I semi-regret. On the other hand, the love and support that the Chatterbox crew, the Statterbox crew, gave both during the broadcast and afterwards was incredibly wonderful. And though I will try not to be so maudlin in the future, I have to say I appreciate the community support that we've got here, both for me, and I would like to think it goes for the other people in the chat as well. And obviously the support that I'm giving is a level of support, but the real support, I think, comes from this entire community that we're building here online. And sometimes online, we do end up in real life. And even though it is online, real life does slip in every once in a while. So I'm super stoked that Gina, don't sweat it. We're here to lift you up. I'm super stoked that we've got this community that will help lift each other up. And so, Cindy, exactly. No worries. Friends support friends. Precisely. And so I really do want to thank you guys for hanging around, because honestly, it was like, less than stellar. What is it that Andy says? It wasn't quite broadcast quality, shall we say? And speaking of broadcast quality, okay, you guys, this is for real. The movie that I downloaded, I actually downloaded this movie off of YouTube, which is one of the reasons why I'm like, screw it, I'm going to show it on YouTube because somebody else has got it broadcast on YouTube. But I downloaded it, or the possibility for downloading it. The quality of the stream is a really low quality stream. I want to say it's like maybe a 320, maybe like a 480 or a 4 whatever. Like it's down there. So if you're like, why is this so fuzzy? Why is this so crummy? Why is this video so, is Twitch being twitchy? No, the source material is less than 1080p, shall we say. But the sound is there, the video's there. It's just not the pristine videos that we're used to with our high-techedness. So put up with the quality, the less than stellar broadcast quality. Just pretend like it's the rabbit ear TV days and you're holding one of the antennas to make it come through. And let's see here. It looks like Shock is in the house talking about leftovers because you're too dang tired. But she also mentioned couldn't be there, but glad the chatters were there on Wednesday. Yes. The support both during and after the stream was much more than I anticipated, much more than I thought would ever happen. But at the same time, I don't necessarily like breaking down into tears in front of the camera, unless, of course, it's some movie situation where the doggy died. Oh my God. In which case, if the dog dies, well, first off, if I know the dog is going to die, chances are we're not going to watch the movie. But if the dog ends up dying, you will see me breaking into tears because the dog is dead. Is pretty much how I will end whatever movie it is that ends with like that, okay? So, so Deb Case coming in on the YouTube side. What did I just come into? I'm imitating how I would look after a movie where the animal dies. The dog, the cat, whatever. It doesn't matter. Seriously, you guys? I had a friend show me a cartoon. Okay, it was a cartoon about horses. And in the movie, one of the horses gets injured and you think they're not gonna, and it's a cartoon. It's a cartoon. And I am bawling my eyes out, right? So yeah, I would love to promise that I'm never going to break down in tears again on stream. But I know better. And Rick, 1080p broadcast tonight. Exactly. But your video quality will be much less than 1080p. So, and Darlene coming in, I cry pitifully on sad animal or very touching movies too. Just ask my Rick. Yeah, Darlene, I have a feeling if you and I were in the same room together, during some movies, Kleenex would probably just be like, "Oh, this is the proud sponsorship offer. We've got we've got 14 boxes that they went through in that one Big Ben movie or whatever." Yeah. Um and let's see here. Homemade beef veggie soup leftovers. Yum. And you made burgers, grass fed, super yummy. All right, well, I'm not going to be eating burgers. I'm going to be eating fancy pants Thai fried shrimp chips. And I love these Thai taste fried shrimp chips, even though I can't say it. And I love them for a couple reasons. First off, they're gluten-free. Second off, they're tasty. But what I love even more is I love the canister. I keep these canisters for all sorts of things. I love the canister. So, Gina, it's a pretty safe assumption to keep a tissue box nearby during Statterbox at the cinema. So many onions being cut. Exactly. And this one, like I said, I'm not promising there's onions, but I'm not saying there aren't either. And then, yeah, Darlene, exactly. The canister is very handy. It's a actual metal canister. It has a lid. The lid is on the counter. And so, let's see here. Of course, Rick, you had to grill the burgers in the rain tonight. It waited till you put them on the grill before the rain hit. Of course it did. Of course it did. Okie doke. So, I hope you guys got your snacky poos. I've got my little shrimpy shrimps. Well, shrimp chips. And I have my new favorite soda. Wait. My new favorite soda. It's the Sprite Lemonade. And it tastes like sparkling lemonade. And I have no doubt in my mind that they want you to think there's real fruit in here. There isn't. Don't let them feel ill. But, all right, it is 1:15, which means the cinema should be rolling very shortly. And so I just want to remind you all, this is Where the Spirit Lives, a film from 1989 about the residential boarding schools that both Canada and the United States had a history of. And now this is something I didn't know. I've known about the boarding schools, the history of our boarding schools, residential boarding schools for Indians since I first saw this movie in the early 90s, probably 91. What I did not know, though, was the last of these boarding schools in the United States actually closed in the late 80s, early 90s. So even though this film takes place in 1937, these schools continued well into our lifetimes. So I was kind of blown out of the water when I realized that. All right, so enough. Let's get to the movie, Where the Spirit Lives.
skita niksi mun miksi.
Snakio, Anita Patisai.
Što ti da? Sno, a ne daki.
Anetaki. Kitikäsuks pomua kiksesta kikinna. An kikawaki was. Kitakumata pistut siip. Kiapsen. An kidaksi takumata puu. Kidakuhkitsin skakku. Ohkanestnik anataki an akanstawaki sipitu
Okay, Sipitutu. Sipitutu.
Hi, kids. Taggart's the name. So, what can I do for you today? How about a sing-song? Mademoiselle from Armatier, parlez-vous?
Peter!
Mademoiselle from Armatier.
Peter!
Come on, parlez-vous? Come on, everybody. Come on. Mademoiselle from Armatier, parlez-vous? Mademoiselle from Armatier hadn't been kissed in 40 years. Inky dinky, parlez-vous? Now, on to the good stuff. All right. Where did these come from? Whoa. Want to get on the plane? Well, one for everybody? Who wants to get on the plane? One more for the guy that gets on the plane. Oh, you want to go first, do you? Go on in, sweetheart. There you go. Not afraid, are you? Taco pour toi. Stomazzi. Okay. We got 3 for St. Paul,
2 for King George.
Peter! Nein! Nein!
Crank it up, Bob.
The power invested in me as Indian agent for the government of the Dominion of Canada in accordance with Regulation 31 of the Indian Act of 1925. In cooperation with the Anglican and Roman Catholic... Now, come on. You people were warned. You're supposed to bring your kids down to the schools. Kusuwaks. Maxtide skirimaksaya. Agakstima. It's 1937. You can't stay ignorant savages forever. Sure was going ashore.
Come on, sweetheart, don't be afraid. Let's get you down. There you go. And you, little lady.
What?
Ma'am, thank you. Excuse me. Bye.
Off we go. Stay together. That's it.
Morning, Father.
Good morning, Tigers.
Here we go now.
Back. Give us the younger one.
Stop!
Just leave him with me, Father. Otherwise, we're both going to have a devil of a time. Good day, Father.
Good day to you, Tigers.
Well, looks like you're both good for the Anglicans. Excuse me, ma'am. Are you Miss Willenberry, the new teacher?
That's me, at your service.
Taggart's the name. I was asked to give you a ride out to school.
I'm pleased to meet you. And who are you then?
I would be a little cautious, ma'am. They're usually carrying one thing or another. Fleas, lice, they'll clean them up at the school.
I'm Kathleen, but my mother calls me Kate.
The girl's Ashtokomi, so she says. The boy's called Peter. They'll give them Christian names at the school, of course.
Peter? Ashtokum.
You really should get going, ma'am. It's a long way to the school. Where are you from, man?
Paradise, Cape Breton.
Paradise. You're a long way from home.
Not far enough for me.
What set your sights out here?
A photograph. The faces of some Indian children. Our minister told me there was a need of teachers. And Mag Gertie always said I'd never experienced life by sitting back looking at it, so here I am. Are you a teacher then, Mr. Taggart?
Me, teacher? No, man. I'm just a local Indian agent. In charge of transportation, you might say.
You must find it very satisfying to be helping these poor children get a good education. Learn to read and write and have a wider understanding of the world.
Will they tell you anything about this school? Or about teaching the Indians?
Yes, of course. It's a fine Christian institution doing God's work. And then the children, well, children are the same anywhere. You need love and patience and careful guidance. And just why are you grinning at me like a great ape?
Well, ma'am, it's just been a long while since I heard a horse dung piled so pretty.
Well, thanks be to God that a cynical man like yourself is not teaching these poor children.
Thanks be to God. I wouldn't have the stomach for it.
And you, young fella?
Achima! Ay! Achima! Achima!
These are the two, are they?
Kainai, from the Prescott's, no English at all.
Well, she'll be Amelia, number 61. He'll be Abraham, number 67.
Now, you stay here, sweetheart, and you do what Miss Weir tells you to do. And in a couple days, things won't seem so bad. Mata, kuiki.
Please, Mr. Taggart, not here in the school.
Bye, sweetheart.
Tomato!
No talking gobbledygook.
Now that wasn't so bad, was it?
Quiet! No talking.
I hope you'll enjoy your work here.
I'm sure I will.
It isn't easy. I've been here for 8 years, and I'm just beginning to break through to the children. They're such marvelous creatures.
And Miss Gwillimbury, an end or a middle cut?
Middle, if you please.
I told you to keep that filthy little cur out of here, Babcock.
He's not filthy.
Gentlemen, please. Well, Miss Gwillimbury, we're all very pleased to have you here with us.
I'm happy to be here. The school is very impressive.
Yes. I imagine you've already been imbued with Mr. Babcock's liberal vision of education for our little brown children of the prairie.
Well, yes, he...
The fact is, a liberal approach isn't very effective in our work here. It's a kindness that only prolongs despair. These children come to us from a dead culture. It's like a millstone around their necks, and our job is to remove this terrible burden and give them their freedom. I'm sure if you understand that, you'll find your work here very rewarding indeed.
So what do we got here? A real live bush Indian. A real little savage.
Just came in. Can't even talk.
She's got a lot to learn, don't she?
Ito mata, minut sikit.
Sit down, both of you. She attacked me.
Move the bench.
Please, ma'am. She don't know no better. She's just a stupid Indian. Don't hit her this time. I'll talk to her. Make sure it don't happen no more. Please.
Get up. Clean her up. Put her in the dorm for a few hours. And this better not happen again.
So the linen is in the cupboard. The toilet is down the hall on your right. Breakfast is at 7. Sharp.
Thank you, Miss Weir.
Good night, then.
What have they done to you, you poor creature? It's all right. I never hurt you. You must be missing your home and your family. Me too. I guess what we have to do, now that we're here, is simply make the best of it. Right? It'll all seem better tomorrow. Wait, stop!
What are you doing in here?
I'm sorry. I only... Kyoko Kyoko? Shh! Don't speak Indian. They'll beat you. I'm Rachel. I'm stuck with me. No, you ain't. You're Amelia.
You going to behave yourself? All right, then. Bring her along.
Be seated and bow your heads. Let us pray. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive them that trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. God save the King. God save the King. Good morning, children.
Good morning, Reverend Buckley.
Today, we welcome some newcomers. Say good morning to Amelia.
Good morning, Amelia.
And to Abraham.
Good morning, Abraham.
And also say hello to our new teacher.
Peter.
And also say hello to our new teacher, Miss Gwillimbury.
Good morning, Miss Gwillimbury.
Good morning.
I hope you'll all make them feel very much at home. And now, let us praise God in song for the glory of a new day.
Hello. Are you all right? Are you supposed to be here?
She don't speak no English, miss.
Well, come on, you can sit over here. Good morning, class. I'm your new teacher, Miss Gwillimbury. I hope we shall all be good friends. Back home, you measure your wealth by the number of your friends. So you're all going to make me rich, right? So, perhaps some of you can tell me about where you come from. How about you, Sarah?
We ain't supposed to tell. We ain't supposed to talk about it.
Oh, I see. Well, maybe someone could read the poem you were last learning. Turn to page 49 in your readers. Amelia, please. Amelia. That's a girl. Now, who would like to read aloud? How about you, Ruth?
It is an ancient mariner, and he Topith 1.
Thank you, Ruth. Well, someone tell me what the rhyme of the Ancient Mariner is about. What happens to all the other men on the ship? Davy. Come now, stand up, please. That's it. Davy, can you tell the class what a mariner is? You may be excused, Davy. Reverend Buckley,
Kathleen.
may I speak with you a moment?
Oh, yes, of course.
I've just had my first class.
Yes, it's always a little difficult at first.
Difficult? Reverend Buckley, those poor children can barely read a word. And that new girl, Amelia? Why, the poor child can't even speak English. And they've been brutalized. Now, just how might I get the trust and respect of those children when they think I'm about to beat them silly at any moment?
Kathleen, believe me, I do understand the frustrations you feel. At first, the task seems almost insurmountable, doesn't it? You know, I think that's why I took up gardening. These are all wildflowers, all local. Magazines have come to take photographs, yes.
Yes, they're lovely, but...
Of course, they're nothing but weeds. Out there in the wild, they grow in repugnant profusion. But here, in the confines of a carefully tended garden, well, you can see how beautifully they grow. Of course, they don't transplant easily. They take more time and patience and work than domestic flowers. I've found, after I gather them, that I must first scrape every trace of the old soil from their roots and plant them in fertile new earth. Water them well, weed them, and cut them back often, or they will return to the wild.
Reverend Buckley, I'm talking about children. Thinking, feeling creatures.
I assure you, Kathleen. I assure you. So am I.
Anyway, we're friends, ain't we? Friends? Friends. Friends. Hungry. Hungry? You know, eat. What you doing? No, eat. Eat.
So when you and your brother escape? You're crazy. No one ever escapes from here. You know what's gonna happen to us? God's gonna get us. He's gonna throw us into a deep, dark hole forever and ever.
Forever and ever? You stupid bush Indian. What do you think you're doing? You come here all cocky and sure of yourself like you think you know something. You don't know nothing. You're an animal. You understand? An animal.
Come on.
Come, Zaza Mata, na 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 ya, come, come. No, eat, Bushini.
Rachel.
Mercy days.
What's she doing?
It's a sweetgrass ritual.
Go and stop her, Mr. Crawford.
You little heathen.
Come, girls. Into chapel now. Come.
Apple. Try it, Amelia.
Apple.
Apple. Apistaminum. No, in English, Amelia. Apple. Apistaminum. Punacomita, mamia, mutsis, mostoki, moapspi, moxis, moi. No, Amelia, in English. Apple. Apistaminum. All right. Apistaminum. Punacomita. Punacomita. Mamia. Mamia. Mutsis. Mutsis. Mostoki. Motoki. Moapspi. Moapspi. Mohoxisis. Mohoxisis. Moyi. Moyi. Now, will you just try apple for me? Just once? Apple. Hand. Ears. Eyes. Nose. Mouth. Fist. Horse.
And you'll get more of the same if you won't learn civilized behavior.
Vita! Vita!
You'll learn
Get
to
back!
take your
Will
punishment
he get
like a
beaten
man.
too?
Savage
He'll be all right.
boy, you. Come here. Come here, savage.
Get Miss Weir.
Stand by to charge! And charge! Move it! Show some spirit! Let's go! Let me hear you! Move it!
Morning, sweetheart.
What'd she say? Next time, they're gonna take a horse.
How goes God's work, ma'am?
Why don't you ask him tonight, Mr. Taggart? In your prayers.
Down again, sweetheart.
quite an adventure. Ah, kita puhpua. Siakyan stipiukskasp.
Namatskini.
Now, Amelia, you must understand. You have no choice. This is your home now.
Minumeskoit. Achtukapi. Kochpikists. Okekomi. Minachistapukskaasit. Akkukaksimatsijop. Annok. Annukukuan. Kiamukchi. Kishukuan. Kani. Kishi. Makats. Kiukyu.
There will be no more escapes. I forbid it. You will accept this, I promise you. Now off you go. Gakko.
Yes, come in.
I'm sorry about Amelia, Reverend Buckley. I don't know where she gets these ideas.
Oh, that's all right, Kathleen.
Oh, hello, Mr. Taggart. And how's business?
No joy in it today, man.
Kathleen, I received a message from RCMP Superintendent Gilchrist last night with some very tragic news for Amelia. I had Mr. Taggart confirm the report this morning.
It's not too unusual with some of these bands refusing inoculation.
Matsikin. Metsis. Mohkutuk. Matsike. Metsis. Mohkutuk. Mohkutuk. Shoe. Stick. Stone. Shoe. Stick. Stone.
Amelia, something terrible has happened.
Hakati. Siip makaappi.
There's been a terrible sickness in your village.
Stomseni hakaput.
Your mother and your father are dead.
Kikista. Kikinna. Aketnia.
The Red Cross was evacuating the village this morning. I'm so sorry. Amelia!
Hey, hey, oh, ha. Yeah, hey, ho. Hey, ha, yo, ho. Hey, ho. Hey, oh, ha. Yeah, hey, ho. Hey, yo, ho. Hey, ho. Hey, yo, ha. Yeah, hey, ho. Hey, yo, ho. Hey, ho. Hey, oh, ha. Yeah, hey,
at it 2 days now. They must have really whooped her. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace and goodwill toward men."
Thank you, Mr. Taggart.
Welcome. I wanted to tell you, I thought that was a fine pageant. The kids are lucky to have you.
Oh, it's all their doing.
And I was thinking, if we're going to keep bumping into each other, maybe we should try to be civil.
All right.
You realize where we're standing?
I'll be civil to you, Mr. Taggart. But I'd rather kiss a skunk. Now, who's the smart-looking girl there chatting with Reverend Buckley?
Oh, that's the widow Barrington. She usually makes a fat donation to the school this time of year. She sure got Buckley's number, huh?
And let me introduce the newest member of our teaching staff, Miss Willenbury.
Miss Willenbury, Reverend Buckley has told me all about the fine things you've been doing with your students. And that young girl, your protege?
Amelia.
Ah, and here she is. Amelia, come and say hello to Mrs. Barrington. She wants to meet you.
Hello, Amelia.
Hello, miss.
Your reading and singing were excellent. And Reverend Buckley tells me that you couldn't even speak English when you came here.
I speak now.
Yes, you certainly do. Well, we'll let you get back to your cookies and milk. I hope we see each other again soon.
I hope to.
Bye-bye, Amelia. Oh, she's adorable. You must be very proud of yourself.
It's Amelia I'm proud of, ma'am.
Yes, I can see why.
Hi.
Hi.
What you do?
Not much.
What this?
Maps. Maps of the world. Show you other places, them. Like, see, this is where we are now. Them's mountains. Them's lakes. There's other places far away. Like, there's this one called Hawaii. Got oranges growing everywhere. Can just pick them right off the trees all year round. Nobody's ever hungry. And it's always sunny and hot. That's where I'm gonna go when I get out of here next year. Hawaii.
You not go home?
Ain't got a home no more. My mama's got a new man now.
I got no home, too.
No? You wanna come with me to Hawaii? We'll pick oranges off the tree. I bet they haven't even heard of Indians there. Better go.
Boy.
Dump it, silly. It's from God.
But why this come?
It's Christmas. Don't you know nothing? See, a long time ago, the herald angel came and showed Mary and Joseph that there was a kid in among the sheep. The Lamb of God, right? He taught the animals how to talk.
And then Santa came and gave them presents. But baby Jesus said, give them presents to the other kids. And that's why ever since we get stuff at Christmas.
Why don't the animals speak now?
I think it got them into too much trouble.
Rachel.
Rachel, what did Miss Appleby do with you?
Nothing.
She hurt you?
No, it don't matter.
If I tell Miss Willenberry, I should make her stop.
No, don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. Okay? Promise?
Blessed are they who suffer persecution, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
It's beautiful, Amelia. You're truly a wonder. That's how the Beatitudes should be read. Our old Reverend Ambrose used to shout them to the skies. Paul used to call him old piss and thunder.
Who's Paul?
Oh, he's a friend.
Boyfriend? You gonna get married?
No.
No, he found someone else to be with.
I lost my boyfriend, too. Well, he wasn't really my boyfriend, but we looked at each other a lot in the village. But I got a new boyfriend here, and he showed me how to read maps. And we're gonna go to Hawaii.
Can I come then?
Yeah.
We'll all go to Hawaii together. That's what we'll do. We'll all go to Hawaii and we'll learn the hula dance. Mrs. Barrington is inviting me and Amelia over for tea. Is that all right? Do we have permission to go?
Oh, certainly. Oh, you know, I've been neglectful in not telling you just how impressed I am with all your successes. With all the children, but especially with Amelia.
Thank you, Reverend Buckley.
You go and have a wonderful time. I know Mrs. Barrington would love to see you both. She's been a great friend of the school. We'll miss her.
Is she leaving?
Hmm? Oh, yes, of course, you didn't know. Yes, she's moving back to Montreal in the spring. And, I think I can tell you. There's been a hint of a very substantial farewell gift. A library.
A library? Oh, how wonderful for the children. Do you really think she'll do it?
Oh, yes, I do. And there's something else. Mrs. Barrington's been talking to me about adopting an Indian child.
Amelia. She wants to adopt Amelia.
Oh, I know you've grown fond of her, Kathleen, but nothing's decided yet. You go and have a nice visit, hmm? Enjoy the tea. But you will remember how important this is, won't you? For the school, and more importantly for Amelia.
I front! Listen to the commands! Have you no ears? I promise you'll know your left from your right! Now about face! Ready? March! Left, right, left, right! Chin up! I front! Left, right, left, right! March! Halt! What's the matter with you, you stupid little heathen? Eyes! Front! About! Face! Ready! March! Left, right, left, right! Chin up!
And this is Amelia.
How do you do?
How do you do, ma'am? And will you take 1 lump or 2, Amelia? 3, ma'am. Why, you little piglet.
I'm so glad you and Amelia could come to my home, Kathleen.
Thank you for inviting us, ma'am.
I always find the atmosphere of the school slightly stuffy. I suspect it's Reverend Buckley. No, please, don't tell him I said that. Oh, you've been like a breath of fresh air, my dear. As one can see from Amelia. What tribe are you from, Amelia?
Kanai, ma'am.
Fine horseman, the Kanai. My late husband had a penchant for the study of Indians. Do you ride, Kathleen?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
Well, then you'd be interested to know that the Kanau was one of the first tribes of the region to trade for horses with the southwestern tribes. I bet you didn't know that.
No, I didn't.
But I bet you did. What do you want to be when you grow up, Amelia?
I would like to be a woman.
Yes, but would you like to be a dressmaker or a nurse or perhaps a teacher like Miss Goulenberry?
Oh, when I have children, I think I'd be all those things.
Yes. I dare say you will.
And I shall hear the soft dew tread above me, and on my grave will warmer, sweeter be. And you will bend and tell me that you love me, and I will sleep in peace until you
and there was this little noisy bird in a box, and animal heads coming right out of the walls. And the lady, she smelled like a million flowers. I was almost sick.
Go put on your Indian clothes.
Oh, look. Look up here. You act funny. You wear funny clothes. I think you like it here.
Nitsikst. Ako mataposi. Ki. Aks na yokimob. We have to wait a little while.
Amelia, what is it? It happened. What? Just now I'm bleeding. It just happened.
Shh. Yeah, that's not the sort of thing you tell everyone. That's a very private thing.
But you have to tell me what the ritual is. The white ritual to become a woman. You have to help me.
Well, there is no ritual, dear. That sort of thing's all a part of your old ways. You're a Christian now. Now listen. Say a little prayer of thanks to God. Then go and see the nurse. She'll tell you all about what to do. Okay?
Where are you going, teacher's pet? Hey, teacher's pet, where are you going? What's the matter with you, anyway? How come you've been acting so funny? You think you're too good for the rest of us?
No.
You know, when you first came here, you were one crazy Indian. You were really something. You didn't take no guff from anybody. I was proud to be your friend. And suddenly you start to go all white on me. Why? What happened?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. Must have been something. What'd she do to you?
Nothing.
Tell me. Tell me.
My family's all dead. They all got sick. They all died.
Why you never told me that? But you're still Indian, ain't you? I don't know nothing about being Indian. Never had no family. Been here all my life. But I still feel it. I don't ever die.
No. Don't die. Esther, will you help me? Dear Jesus, if this is a bad thing, I hope you forgive us.
You are my friend. And now we are sisters. For the moon is our grandmother. She brings
Life to the earth.
Life to the earth. In the dew of the night, as you will bring life to the earth. You were Amelia, and now you will be. What should I call you?
You say.
I don't know. What did your name used to be?
Estokomi.
And now, you'll be Estokomi again. Even when we become stars in the sky, in your daughters and in their daughters, who you have given life, you will live forever.
come for my children. Estoy con mi Pita. Summer is coming. I come to take them home. They hear?
Your children? But sickness. We understood.
Sickness? Estoy con mi Pita.
No, I'm very sorry, but there are no children here by that name. Where are they from?
Cani. Pasquille Mountain.
Ah, well, you see, we only service the local reserves.
Not here.
No. But you must try St. Mary's. It's 2 days' ride to the south. They must be there.
How could you have done this? Invented this horrible pack of lies? You and Mr. Taggart.
It was necessary. She was beginning to affect the discipline of the other students. There would be more resistance, more escapes, a breakdown of order. But with her people gone, she has the chance to escape that pagan world forever.
But they're alive. You can't do this.
Wait, please, hear me out. She is a bright and gifted child, Kathleen, in part your creation. Imagine if she became Barrington's heir. Imagine how she could lead and elevate her people. All of our hopes and dreams for her. Her potential is unlimited. But if you let them take her now, the fruits of your work will wither and die. She will become a savage once more, condemned to a life of squalor, with no thought of eating and sleeping, bedded by a succession of men, mother to a brood of little bastards. But if you want, Kathleen, call them back. Yes, call them back. You're free to do so. But if you do, be prepared to lose her forever.
All right. Time's up. Rachel, let go.
You better leave me alone.
When I was a little girl at home, we used to go to the secret sun dances. My cousins and aunts. See the different dancers. They could jump so high. So high they just never come down. Higher than the birds of the clouds.
touch the sun. Rachel. Rachel?
If your tracking is as good as your acting ability, Mr. Taggart, you should have no problem.
Always find him, ma'am. It's up to you how to keep him here.
Weather wasn't bad. If they were taking their time, she could have caught up in a day or two.
Yeah.
And she had a good day's head start on Taggart. I'll bet she made it.
Bet she's watching the sun dance now.
And you'll have your very own room. And we'll go to the galleries, and the museum, and the cinema. We'll have so much fun together. Would you like to come and live with me, Amelia?
Oh, yes, I guess I would. Maybe for a little while. Until I go to Hawaii. I promised someone I'd go to Hawaii with them.
Very well. Until then.
Oh, but Abraham must come. I couldn't go without my brother.
No, no, we won't forget Abraham. And now Amelia must get back to class.
Goodbye, my dear. Till next week.
Goodbye.
Oh, and Amelia, perhaps it would be better not to mention this to Abraham and the other students. Not just yet.
Of course, the boy would be too much.
Yes, of course.
Stop that nonsense.
Her people were moving quick. She didn't have the strength to catch up. The coroner will want to come out.
May we know that all your paths are mercy and truth. May we find comfort in the knowledge that for everything there is a purpose. And your works are a mystery. Amen. This young girl, Rachel.
Puna. Her name is Puna, not Rachel. Call her by her real name, for God's sakes. Puna Kisum. You tell me, Reverend, what is it that makes a young girl run across the prairie for 3 days with no food or water trying to get away from this place? Sure as hell isn't God's work. Whatever it is, I've had enough of it.
You should thank God they got a teacher like you, Kate. Don't let him turn you into one of them.
Goodbye, Rachel. Touch the sun. Become a star. Ayon the path biobi. Ayos pomosaki nits the pimexaki. Takoksa umoy kita kanan. Ayo kimetokinan. Ay.
We know who did this. When they get her down, they have to be punished. Do you understand? I must tell you how bitterly disappointed I am with you, Amelia. I thought we were past all this. I don't see how we can possibly let you go and live with Mrs. Barrington, not after something like this.
Oh, but Amelia wouldn't.
There is one thing you can do. You must pray for forgiveness. And then we'll see. O Lord, protect me from the darkness of my past.
O Lord, protect me from the darkness of my past.
O Lord, have mercy and forgive my great sin.
O Lord, have mercy and forgive my great sin.
George, Abraham, you first, lad. Up against the bed. You'll have to wait your turn. Get back! Get back! Help! Help!
I want her bag packed and ready tonight. Mrs. Barrington will be here first thing in the morning.
I don't know if I can go through with it.
What do you mean?
She should be told.
You had your opportunity.
For God's sake. The poor girl has the right to know her parents are alive.
You are too good a teacher to end your career by undermining this adoption. Amelia's happy with the arrangement, isn't she? And that is the important thing.
What else can you tell me about Montreal?
Well, I only passed through it by the train. But from what I saw, it seems a lovely city.
I can't believe we're leaving tomorrow. Abraham will be so happy.
Amelia. You do like Mrs. Barrington, don't you?
Yes.
Are you sure you'll be happy?
Yes, but...
But what?
But I'll miss you. I came to say goodbye. I'm going to live with that lady. I didn't really think it was going to happen.
Amelia, they lied to you. Your family is alive. They're alive.
Why are you saying that? Why do you want to hurt
It's true. I heard them talking tonight. Buckley, Miss Gwilliamberry. They said a little while ago that your father came looking for you. They sent him away.
You're lying.
It's the truth. They lied to you. They wanted you to go away and live with that Barrington woman. Amelia! Amelia!
I'm going home. I'm leaving tonight. Come with us, sister. You can live with my family. You can be my sister.
Hurry up.
Pete, we're going home. It's okay. Let's go.
I can't go with you. This has always been my home. I'm too scared. I'll never forget you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Good morning.
Good morning, Wilhelmina.
Is she ready?
I'm afraid there seems to be some sort of problem.
What kind of problem?
Whoa. Amelia, that is not my name. My name is Astokomi. You are a liar. Komi. Nothing you can say is gonna make me go back there. We are going home. I didn't come here to take you back. I came to ask you to forgive me. Will you take these? They're not lies. Maybe someday you and I will...
Heaven isn't so far away as people say. I got a home high in my heart. Heaven is right where I come from. I never throw it away. I know the place, and I'm going home. I'm going See up there, it's not the same. They know your name, and I'm not ashamed to need it. I'm going home. I'm going home. Oh, I'm going home. I'm going home.
All right, there we have it, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I know that this movie was on the dark side, and I appreciate everybody who hung out for the entirety. Indeed, Buffy St. Marie is the one who wrote and directed all of was the music director for the entire movie. And yes, the final song that was in the closing scenes was a Buffy St. Marie song. And so, Elaine, great movie until the onions, exactly, but a very good story. Intense is the word, absolutely, absolutely. And I know, right, Verity? That's a pretty big ask. Forgive me, yeah. I don't think she really understood the depth of the damage that she was a party to, as it were. And, you know, even though Andre's not here, earlier in the movie, he was bringing up very good points in regards to what those teachers were telling themselves in order to, quote unquote, excuse the evil that they were doing. And hey there, Unknown Focus. Good to see you. We are just finishing up with a movie here tonight called Where the Spirit Lives. And even though Andre's perspective on that, in retrospect, is 100% correct, the irony is, at the time when all of this took place, those people who were perpetuating the unquestionable evil that they were perpetuating, they were actually the lesser evil of two options. And what I mean by that is there was a lot of people in that minds in that day and age where it wasn't a case of, I guess what I'm trying to say, let's see here, is a lot of liberal left-wing thinking women were responsible for saving these children because the alternative was killing them. That basically, you know, during this history, they were trying to eradicate this, you know, the indigenous populations. So when faced with killing these people or saving them, obviously what they're doing is the kind choice. The road to hell is paved with good intentions, and this is a very good example. Now, obviously, I'm not arguing, please, I cannot make this any more clear. I'm not arguing that the residential schools weren't evil. They were perpetuating evil. They were. But at the time, some of those people really literally thought that they were doing the right thing. It is a very strange thing to wrap your mind around, but I guess my point is to counterpoint what Andre was saying, which was the truth. They were perpetuating evil. I don't think that it even occurred to them that they had to excuse their evil ways, because it was so masked within their purpose that they truly thought that they were the good guy in this situation, you know. And I do think that the teacher and that Indian, the Indian agent, at one point had to have asked themselves, wait, am I the bad guy in this situation? And obviously the Taggart, the guy flying the plane, I think he came to the conclusion that, yeah, I am the bad guy in this situation. Or at least on the bad side. Whether or not that teacher saw the light, obviously, you know, it's a historical fiction, who knows? I think we would all like to think that that teacher went back home and realized what she was doing wasn't the best, but we don't know, and it was historical fiction, so, you know, we're just gonna maybe focus, we're just gonna maybe give our mental capacity that ending. She did learn from it and she quit. That's what we're going to tell ourselves. But, you know, we don't know. And yeah, exactly though. Mitchie Mama, you're right. The teacher knew something wasn't right. She, I think, was getting to the point, as mentioned earlier, when Taggart was bringing that teacher in, he had already gotten a little burnt out from his job. And now I think at the end, she's maybe at the point that Taggart was in the beginning of the film. And so, let's see here. So it looks like, let's see here. And Michi Mama, same thing happened to Hawaiian kids. They were forbidden to speak their language. Exactly. And Unknown Focus, I'm so glad that you were able to watch part of this movie and you appreciated it. We had some people drop out at the beginning because it's a little bit dark, and it was and is a dark part of Canadian and U.S. history. But I wanted to share this movie because a lot of people are unaware of that chapter in our history. Even if they know about the Canadian residential schools, they don't necessarily recognize that the United States did it as well. And so, and let's see here. And Verity, exactly. It's criminal to take someone's mother tongue, and ignorant as all get out. Flirpin'. And exactly, Gina, so much gray instead of black and white. And yeah, and sometimes with the benefit of hindsight and a different angle of perspective, you realize, oh my God, I was the bad guy in that situation. And honestly, to bring it down to like personal levels that aren't nearly as atrocious as what we just visited, I'm sure that there's points in all of our lives where it was like, I thought I was doing the right thing, but as it turns out, I was totally not helping and maybe making stuff worse. Because, you know, we're all only human. Now, when I say we're all only human, please be aware I'm not at all trying to justify what was done at residential schools. And if you are, as I mentioned before we watched this movie, as intense as this movie is, honestly, with the body counts that we are now realizing happened at those schools, I really feel like this was a whitewashed version of... This movie could have been darker, I guess is what I'm saying, right? And so if... And this is a big ask and a big if you are interested in another telling of the residential school tales, I highly suggest, and the series is gonna end, I'm eventually gonna stop talking about it, but I highly suggest watching the Dear Lady episode in Reservation Dogs. It is essentially a standalone episode. It does reference other episodes, but you can watch this episode by itself. And the Dear Lady episode 3, season 3, Reservation Dogs, on Hulu, the FX network, that is all about the residential schools. And it is a much darker telling of the story than what we just witnessed. On the bright side, it is only a half an hour, but yes, yes, I am talking about Reservation Dogs again. But if you are curious to see yet another version of this tale of the residential schools, season 3, episode 3, the Dear Lady episode of Reservation Dogs. And yes, indeedy, Andre, I did know that Cinema with Statter is on YouTube. I very specifically made that choice today for 2 reasons. First off, I downloaded this movie from YouTube. Clearly, YouTube has not, like, the censors, the copyright, it's not on the algorithm's radar. So I felt it was safe enough to show on YouTube. I also chose to show this on YouTube because basically I wanted this to get out as much as possible. I wanted as many people as possible to see it. And I might even, I'm going to take it off my Twitch, but I might leave this up on YouTube for as long as YouTube lets me, I guess, is what it boils down to. And Rick, some facts may be short of reality. Oh, wait, hold on. what's the Canadian equivalent of Hollywood productions? Some facts may not be short, or may be short of reality. Yeah, I mean, there is an element of that too, obviously. And by the way, the Dear Lady episode, one could argue, is short of reality because the Dear Lady in some Native American cultures is this mythological creature. And in the episode I'm referring to, you see the origin of the Dear Lady and how the Dear Lady became the Dear Lady. Now, whether or not the Dear Lady actually exists, who's to say? But the story is compelling. The framework in which they chose to tell the residential schools story via the Dear Lady myth, it's really awesome. So, exactly, Michimama, like Pele, exactly. And Andre, you just saw a little bit of that show. You like the Dear Lady. Yes, the Dear Lady is awesome. Like I said, the Dear Lady actually does show face in several of the Reservation Dogs episodes. But the one episode, I think it's called the Dear Lady episode, but it's season 3, episode 3, Residential Schools, Dear Lady origin story. Google any of all that. It'll take you right there. That story, even though she's in other episodes, that story is kind of a standalone. You don't need to have the full series knowledge in order to appreciate what that episode is. So it is 5 minutes after 8. We are 5 minutes past the time that I thought we might be ending. So thank you so much for this little mini lecture that I gave y'all at the end of this flippin' movie. And thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for the bits, the subscriptions, the guest subscriptions. And I really, really, really cannot thank you guys enough for hanging out and watching this movie. It was really important for me to get this out. And I'm super excited that other people have now gotten it. It's called Where the Spirit Lives. It's on YouTube for free. So share this movie if you feel there is more audience for it. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. And we will see each other tomorrow. Verity, thank you so much for those supportive words, because I knew that this was a dark topic and I really was unsure how it would be received, but I needed to throw it out there. All right, you guys. So next week for Statterbox of the Cinema, I don't know what we're going to show, but I do know it's going to be lighthearted. I'm hoping for maybe a Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure type of feel. Shoot, maybe even Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I don't have it. I might find it. We'll see what's going on. Either way, hope to see you tomorrow on Chatter with Statter, 5 p.m. West Coast time. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Take care.